Well, aloha, everybody. Pastor Mark, once again in Ohio at Caesar Creek State Park on a beautiful day. It's actually warmer here in Ohio than it is in Southern California, at least as I'm filming this today. Hey, I wanted to share a verse with you while I'm here just for a couple days, and that's out of Matthew 10, verse 42. It's the verse, the paraphrase, it's the verse where Jesus says, someone that offers cold water, a cup of cold water, to someone in need is truly a disciple. And in essence, he says his blessing won't be taken away. In other words, our little acts of service are a great blessing, but they're also a marker of a true disciple. And fresh water, a drink of water, is a great example of how we can minister to some people in a practical way. I'm sitting by this little youth fishing pond here, enjoying the blue sky and the beauty of the state park as I'm driving through. But I just left my friends Denise and Doug Howe and their beautiful daughter Lindy. And Doug, as you know, is the one we've been praying for who had this liver transplant. So as I'm back here visiting him, I'm watching his story unfold as he's now back at his home 6 weeks ago after having this major transplant surgery. And it was a blessing for me to see him as I'm witnessing all of the prayers from not only our church, those of you who have been praying for him, and I'm thinking of this verse as I'm hearing his story and Denise's story, and that simply is that a cup of cold water has been poured on the situation. By your very prayers, you've offered someone in need the refreshment of water, of coolness, of refreshment that's much needed. Our prayers do that. Our visits do that. Our encouragements by text or email or cards for friends or even strangers that are going through difficult times, that certainly is a cup of cold water. And as I was sitting in their living room and hearing this wonderful story, I felt like I was getting the drink from that cup of cold water, because the very miracle of God, as I witnessed this story, just as I've witnessed my niece's story in Hawaii and shared that with you, and some people in our own church, Jewel and others, that have been healed and are recovering. It is a very real refreshment, indeed, a cup of cold water. So I'm thinking here as I'm driving through this beautiful state, alone in a very tiny Ford Fiesta rental car, very lonely in the background there. I'm thinking to myself, I think that has at least 3 cylinders, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking of the many blessings that come our way as we just try to be disciples, as we pray and minister and love on each other, and just wanted to share that with you. Jesus says they are truly a disciple of mine, those who offer cold water. And yet God's pouring his living water on us all the time as we serve him here on this earth. Hey, I'll be back in a couple days and I look forward to seeing you. But can I leave you with this thought as I stand by the waterside? Let's look for new ways, a variety of ways, to simply offer a simple cup of cold water, symbolically, maybe in reality, to the people that have needs and need that encouragement. Not only will you bless them, but you will be following the example and the obedience that Christ looks for us in us with a very simple act of service. You'll be a true disciple of Jesus Christ. Pastor Mark from Caesar Creek State Park in beautiful Ohio. Aloha.